Hi, this is Eduardo Fiallas, Coordinator of Client Education with VolleyStation. I wanted to take a few minutes to show you a couple of interesting tricks that you might not be using in your spreadsheets right now. What I want to talk about today is the match filter and spark lines. Let's take a simple equation like the one I have highlighted here. What I'm looking at right now is a kill percentage, the percentage of home attacks that were kills. I can take this equation, and you can see right now this is an average for all 5 matches that I have selected for this team. But I can look at it one match at a time. If I skip to this other cell here, you can see it's the same formula, but now there's a semicolon M1, and this is for match 1 in my list of 5 that are currently available in the picker. If I move to the next cell, you can see I've changed this to M2, M3, M4, and M5. The way that VolleyStation chooses which match to show is from most recent to least recent. So match 1 in my list of 5 is the one that happened closest to the current date. So match 2 would be the match that happened previous to match 1. Match 3 would be previous to both match 2 and match 1. Now, using this filter, the M filter, can be done not just in mathematical equations, but it can also be done to pull the opponent name. So for instance, if I want to make sure that I am aware of which team I was playing against in this particular match, I can take VS team name, and then after the opponent, do the same thing, add semicolon match 1, and it's going to display the opponent team from match 1 in that list. Same thing for match 2, match 3, match 4, and match 5. Now, in the email that I sent out regarding this, I also mentioned talking about transition, studying your transition effectiveness. Let's say I wanted to take this equation on kill percentage and turn it into a transition kill percentage. I can do that by adding a VS and then adding this term here, home receptions in the same ball possession, and then the logical condition not. So I'm looking for all attacks that are kills in match 1 where there is not a home reception in the same ball possession, excuse me. So now I can take that, copy it, and paste it into this next cell and change the match reference from match 1 to match 2. And you can see now that I've got a different percentage for transition kills in the second match than I had in the first match. And then I could continue to copy and paste those out for the other matches within that selection. And I can also add a total. Now you can see these little graphs over here. These are called spark lines. And these can be helpful to help you look at and see how this table of numbers might be changing over time. To do that, I'm going to select this cell here. I'm going to come up to Graph. I'm going to say Add to Cell. And I'm going to have some different options to select from. In this case, I'm going to choose a line, and I'm going to choose a range that's going to show me these kill percentages for those 5 matches. In this case, it's going to start in cell C9, and then a colon, and I'm going to go over to G9. I'll save that, and we can see here now how these cells are highlighted to show that they've been included in this line graph. And so you can see a gradual increase before dropping off in the last match. So again, these can be helpful to look at trends over time. Now let's say that I wanted to use more than 5 matches in here. Let's say if I wanted to expand out to 6 or 7 more, I can just insert a column. I can say 6 here. And now I can copy this, paste it in here, and change that match from 5 to 6. There is not currently a 6th match chosen, So it's currently at 0%. But if I go back here and I choose a sixth match here and confirm that, you can see now that that number has changed. I can do the same thing to figure out which opponent that was, pasting that in, changing it to M6, and that will update. Now, I can also make all of these dynamic rather than static, where I have to enter it each time. If you take a look here, this is much more complicated because of two things. One, I've added references for the home team. I've also, or for the player that appears in the in a certain roster position, and I've also included a reference as to the match number. You'll see here, right here, where it says M and then in parentheses 2. The second cell reference is G6 right here. And so now I can take this and I can copy it and I can paste it in here. And then I can make sure that my cell references have updated correctly. So now it's referencing H6 instead of H5. And so this is going to be the sixth match. H6 instead of G6. So now it's referencing the sixth match instead of the fifth match. You'll also notice that there's an if statement here that includes this dropdown. We'll save talking about the dropdown and the if statements for another video. As always, please feel free to contact me if you have other questions that aren't addressed in this particular video. I'll be happy to help you out. Good luck.